Good evening, all, and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. It's Sunday, the 14th of January, which still means we're in dry January. So it's another alcohol-free beer tonight, and the beer to complete this weekend is this one. It's Mash Gang's Blue Blood. And Blue Blood is a low-alcohol Earl Grey Pale Ale. Earl Grey, yeah. Well, we've got to talk about that artwork. You've got a snake-bird hybrid. It's the weirdest thing I've seen this side of well, anything really. I've seen many animal hybrids, Minotaur, what's his face from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Mr. Tumnus, that's the one, but I don't know what to call this one. Anyway, it says about the beer, it's refined, regal, and luxury. Every now and then, brewing gives an unpredictable yet wonderful result. When we made ITPA, the interplay between the hops and the tea reminded me of Earl Grey. We wanted to make a subtle twist on a pale ale with hints of tea and bergamot. So, we like bergamot. We do. Well, I do anyway. And I love Earl Grey. It's what I drink when I'm feeling kind of high to do, I guess you could say, when I feel something a little bit different to a regular black tea. And to see what it tastes like in a beer, we shall find out. So let's get it out. And into the glass. That is one seriously full can. That is literally full to the brim and then some, because as you pop the top, it's come out. Oh, look at that! Look at that! It's full. That could have been disastrous, but it wasn't. Anyway, we're pouring into my AF Beer Club glass because I can. The pour is pale, but it's got some colour. And I can tell by the pour, low carbonation, which is no bad thing. It's no bad thing. Well, it depends how low it is. So we've got a nice golden, slightly hazy beer with a nice white head on that, actually. That looks rather tasty. You can still see my mug through it. That, I guess, is a bad thing for you lot watching. But anyway, it looks lovely. It's a whiff. That's light. It is very light on the nose. Citrusy. There is a maltiness coming through at the back end, and it's when you get that real slow, deep inhale, just as you think you're about to run out of ability to inhale anymore, that's when the malt hits you right at the back of the nose. And it is that malty tea-like thing. But overall, citrus. So I like that. So it looks good. It looks really good. It smells rather nice, if not light. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. I talked about the low carbonation, but it's like having a pint that's poured off a cask. It's got that kind of vibe to it. Anyway, the body, medium weight, smooth as you like. Low carbonation, yes. The flavour, it's a malt banger. It is hoppy, but the malt is really shining. That tea influence is evident. And the citrus is subtle, as it should be in a good Earl Grey. It shouldn't be overpowering. That is nice. Flavour is stronger than the aroma. Beautiful balance of bitterness and sweetness. The malt, like I say, is exquisite. And yeah, it's rather nice. There is a real maltiness to the finish, but there is that kind of clean, almost pithy citrus flavour coming through as well on the back end. but that sits almost at the tip of the tongue. The maltiness is all over. I like. That's nice. That is nice. Well, that's my second of the tea-inspired beers. The herbal one, the Weeping Somnambulist from Friday. Now the Earl Grey inspired Blue Blood. Where does it fare on the scoreboard of joy? Well, it says there have been 36 check-ins. 2 from people I know. 3.8 average overall. Slightly higher at 388 from the 2 that I know who've tried it. Where do I put it? Let's find out, shall we? So, my scoreboard of joy is currently void of everything, and as always, we have the looks, the aroma, the body, the taste, and the finish, with a few bonuses if it does well enough. So we're going to top off the pour, so we can revisit that lovely colour. And it is a lovely colour. It's a beautiful colour beer, that. Lovely and golden, slightly hazy, nice white head on it. What is there to dislike about that? Don't know why the camera's focusing on my ear there, but it's a beautiful looking beer. I like it a lot. Visually, it's having the whole point. The aroma is light, very light, and Earl Grey is a delicate tea when done right, and it would be a disservice to say that this is too light on the aroma, because if it was just in your face, Earl Grey can be very floral. It can be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Divisive. You either love it or you hate it. It's a bit like Marmite. If it had gone too heavy, it could have been off-putting. The Weeping Somnambulist from Friday was quite floral on the nose. Arguably, this is half that. It is half of that. But the citrus is coming through beautifully, and like I said, that malt that you get right at the back of your inhale is nice. I do want more of it, though. I'm going to be honest. I want more on the nose. I'm going to give it the 0.75, just a bit more. The body is nice, but again, I would like a little more carbonation. And the reason being, that citrus flavour that is there is delicate, and the extra carbonation would really push it around the mouth. As it stands right now, it could do with a bit more. But the actual weight is good. I'm going to give it 0.75. Christ, that doesn't look anything like a 5. Let's correct that. Overcorrected it. Anyway, taste is lovely. The maltiness is superb. It's not very often that in any part of the beer industry, unless of course you're making old school bitters and that kind of thing, that you're going to get a properly malty beer, particularly a pale one. But the malt here, the tea flavour, it just sings. And I grew up on malty beers, and this is nice to have, especially in a pale. That said, the hops are front and centre as well. It's perfectly balanced in that respect. You've got a beautiful blend of those citrusy hops. You've got a beautiful blend of that malt. You've got a subtle bitterness behind it all. The important bit is the flavour, let's be honest, and it gets a full point. And the finish, it's malty. But what can I say? It's malty, and there is a pithy, fresh citrus on the back end as well. I like it a lot. It's having a point. So, yeah, the Blue Blood has got 4.5 out of 5 from me today, which means it can't have the full bonus. But there we go. Mash Gang beer, is it value for money? What do we say? Of course it is. Of course it is. Mash Gang beers are always value for money because they are made with love, care, and extra special ingredients. And buy it again. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would. And it's a good thing, really, because I've got quite a few of them in. So, yeah. Blue Blood has got 4.5 out of 5 from me and a couple of bonus points for good measure. So there we go. That's this weekend of Dry January rounded out with the lovely Blue Blood, the Earl Grey Pale Ale from Mash Gang, with a rather bizarre can artwork of a bird crossed with a lizard snake thing with a very funny tail and, yeah, buzzard-like claws and legs, I guess you could say. But yeah, the most important bit is not the can artwork, but the can itself, the contents thereof, and they were delicious, as always. So yeah, if you haven't tried the Blue Blood, I do recommend you do so, particularly if you're a fan of Earl Grey tea. And we shall leave it there and say, that's been a beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I will see you again next week for some more of Dry January. Bye for now.